Dr. Tamale Ismail, the MD of Timex Nutrition Center, Uganda. Very welcome again.
Thank you very much.
I hope you're getting good feedback about your display of very unique
Of
science
course,
here.
we have been here since 2011.
Yep.
And as I told you, we work on about 1,000 people per day, a month.
Yes.
And their feedbacks have been good because it is only at Timex Nutrition Center that it becomes a one-stop over point. You come once, you go.
Okay.
Because we train you to be a doctor for your own health. Know the foods to eat, and that's it. If you take food supplements, only for 40 days, stop. Continue the meals. And then you really enjoy your health.
Okay, so let's go into the nitty-gritty, the complexities of the concept of genotype and phenotype and the genetic, kind of the genotype food-related issues. How do you make a definition? Rather, how do you define what a genotype is, phenotype, and how are those food-related?
Yes, good afternoon, viewers. Dr. Tamale Ismail has introduced me from Timex Nutrition Center. And the Timex Nutrition Center is found on Nasa Road. A building is called Conrad Plaza Building on the second and third floor. That's where we are. And what we do is scientific personalized individualized nutrition, where you eat foods according to your blood group and genetic formation. This is the question he has asked about genotypes. Now, a human being, before, when the research was coming in by Peter Diadamo, it was about blood group deity. The studies at that time were looking at, after the discovery of the blood groups, of course, 1901, abilities 1930. Now, there was a need to look at the interaction of the foods with the blood group. So the first research that came out was 2007. Which was written in that book, Eat Right for a Type, which was one of the best-selling New York nutrition book in 1997. Of course, viewers, that book, you can read it now to get information. The research went ahead from blood group. Blood group data now don't help much. We are no longer using them. So the research went on to include the lifestyle strategies. That is in 2004, and it went to what we call the genotype deity, which is version 2007. So 2007 is when the genotype started being used. Now, what do we mean by genotype? Now, a human being has got 30,000 genes.
Okay.
And blood is just one gene.
Blood itself.
Blood is one gene. So the initial research of it, right, was based on the interaction of the foods with one gene, which is blood. Now, the human being has got 30,000 genes. Some of these genes, every part of the body system, there is a gene responsible for its smell. There is a gene for the nose, for the liver, for the ear, for everything, for the legs, for the head, everything. Now, there is what we call hidden genetic characteristics. Those you can't see. Then there is what we call observable genetic characteristics. We call the phenotype. So Peter Diadamo used the observable genetic characteristics on a human being, okay, which are the phenotypes.
Okay, but
now,
let me get it clear. Phenotypes are a collection of the genes.
They are the observable genetic characteristics.
Like the physical
the angle of your jaw.
Yes.
The lower leg, the upper leg, the nose, the ear, the size of your head. All those, they are genes which are, for every part of the body system, the gene responsible for its making. So that's what we call that's what we mean by observable genetic characteristics. Those which
so the interior genetical makeup, of course, the blood system, how your
blood, of course, is one
your
gene.
organs inside out.
You cannot. Genes there are some non-observable genetic characteristics which you cannot see with your eyes. But we are looking at this, which I look at somebody. In those days, when some cultures, when a child would be born, they would take it to either the aunt, then looks at the fingers. Yes, these fingers, yes, they are for his grandfather. Those are genetic observable characteristics. So for Peter's work, he got out the observable genetic characteristics and ramped them up and managed to come up with 6 genotypes. That's why we have GT1 hunter, GT2 gatherer, GT3 teacher, GT4 warrior, GT5 explorer, and GT6 nomad. On the basis of phenotypes mixed up with the blood group now. That's why we talk of blood group and genotype, that because the blood group was brought in, okay, and then added on the genotype. What happens is this.
No, let me
Well, I'll
first
tell you
get
what
this
happens.
clear.
What
Let me
happens.
get this clear. So there are phenotypes which are cross-cutting across the world. That someone's facial structure, their
Of course.
arm length, their,
For example,
that those would be related, correlated, and summed up as to be this category.
Of course. For example, if you look at a picture of four people, some of them you find that from the waist to the head is taller from the waist to the foot to the
True,
ankle.
yes.
Then others, the from the waist to the ankle is tall. Then from the, so those are what you call you compare.
Phenotype comparable, yeah.
You look at the torso and the leg length. Look at the lower leg and the upper leg. So you find you can find people who have particular shapes of heads. You have people who have particular angles of their jaws. Others, their jaws are 120. Others are 90. So it was easy. That's how he lumped them up. And
so
how
then
does
you start
this,
to tailor
and
food towards those particular categories.
And how does the genetic system come in? When there is what we call gene methylation. You know, when genes, when somebody is produced, okay, first of all, you have the 30,000 genes, okay? The 30,000 genes are all responsible for making up the human being. But now, when during formation of a child, okay, only 30% of the genes are going to talk. The rest 70%, they remain silent for some time. So this one, the genes will talk. I want a longer nose. I want a longer leg. So until the child is formed. Now there are other genetic characteristics which start coming up.
Yes.
As you move on, especially if you are eating foods which are not compatible to your genetic formation.
Yeah,
and that will come in to mean, okay?
Just to lighten up the understanding with the basic biology, it is that you have